even though me definition of democracy, my definition of democracy in twi eye amamra amamua emra edaho. That's me definition of democracy no.
Okay.
Amamua
emra
edaho. In other words, the rule of law. Because eno ena a distinguish a democracy from a non-democratic state. Ebia soja aban. Ebia aban bia president no eye president for life, one party state. Those kinds of governance now eye the emefre no kasa preko aban. Kasa preko aban ne say autocratic government nipa ba ko kasa.
Obi antimi ka bi o.
Obi enkebi no. Eye the opposite of democracy. Inti democracy ne de eye amamua emra ye den eda ho. But ni street and everyday definition no eye kebi mamin kebi amamu. Do you understand? I'll put the two definitions together. Na me di akasem.
Okay.
Se me kase eye amamu a emra da ho a. Na se the street definition too is kebi mamin kebi amamu a. E kire se me wo kwan se meka ne e wo se meka biara. But meka bibi na se etiawa i.e. ebia ne meka ye no esei wudin kwan bi so ema amanfo ehu kwan bi so a na ebia enye saa na wote ne ade ye wo bibia ye frɛ no libel laws.
Okay.
And defamation. Do you get the point? Now, what me keti awodo? Wona obesiu me for defamation. Sana emra eti. Enti na me say ya mamua emra da ho no. Nti obi ka asem there are processes a obi a oka asem no efa ne ho no. Ede no ebe eden ebetimi di no afa ho.
But enye wo man ni nyina na be sori agina.
Na sa defamation no atemdidie enka ho. I don't know whether you get the difference between defamation.
Say obi aka asem afa ho ebia enye nokre.
Yes.
Ena wadi watem.
Exactly.
Difference wom.
A difference wom.
Chechire mu.
Defamation no sebi say obi beka say Mustapha Hamid a murderer.
Okay.
Eno a defamatory.
Wagu hu fi.
Mustapha Hamid na obi ka say Mustapha Hamid ni titantan. Bema fonsa. Eno atemdidie. Eno no the remedy available to me is somebody what atemdi. Yeah. Because eno no enye justiciable.
Pay mra no.
Yeah, untimi ngoka say ana o si ni titantan. Enye no krese ni tietan. Because inti na obroni say beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. Una also hu ofe na me say there be hu nyefe. Say no de it's not enye court asem. I don't know whether you get
atam what do.
Exactly.
And to betimi adi ni bi.
Na bibia say pa say ya bedu mpempensuo bia obi edi omampanyin atema okay say ansa na president Mahama beba aban mu no lawyers ekukudam including obi no mo te say isankoma tama na nanado ewa aban mu no omo chiro de bia wo omo Facebook big wall any baby say insulting the president of Ghana is not a crime.
Yes.
Me kaipa. Yes. All the lawyers told us to say atem didie it's okay utimi di president atem echo scot free because no enye crime. Do you get the point? Because you say na bibi the criminal libel law a criminalizes speech. Na criminal libel no ye free ho. Inti say utimi di president atem echo scot free. Emma throughout na now do term no obi timi fa phone no afre your friend Mustapha Hamid, me free fee awoshi house number A extension so and so no abone house number D abone no we dear kufu ado atem into that night no obeda free obi am be kan hwe but ya bedu mpempenso obi a sese no you say udi president atempe ne abede ne abechu na me ka say achichi no kra no ekofem enwumre me ba no me san bi internet you see mama bi you see we di 49 years
mama one
ni di no aha ono so you see ya che no ya che ono so endura me hu Facebook you see obi di Bawumia ba you see ya che no de bia
ya bechi obi
na ohwe sa subanya na eya akosese ye pesi ye introduce the obroni friend of culture of silence, which means ubia eyedin ubia enkasa entia aban ubia enkasa entia omampanyi ubia enkasa entia minister ubia enkasa entia panyi na ye ne sana na definition na me ma wo say eye kebi ma min kebi amamo. Then we have defeated that definition. I don't know whether you get the point, because near me defining impo say eye amamu a emra da ho no emra na eda ho no a eye defamation no eye nipa na ye defame no e na obe court akokere and defamation case nso court onua enye straightforward sao. And also, Ubeko through trial to prove say near Nipan catcher a defamatory. So why don't we allow near your car be fan hono? First of all, President Yere and your state official. That has to be made very clear. This whole concept of first lady, second lady is an American concept. What British Prime Minister Yeri as first lady da. Other jurisdictions, your monarchies, parliamentary systems and all. This is an American system. Yaburu. But even Krasa Yaburu no. Ufa Ghana constitution. One who be a defining the role of a first lady.
Debbie.
Exactly. Inti say obika sem etia president Yeria. I don't think say a state resources, state agencies, and you was a marshally na ye de harassing nipane life. I don't think so, because or your ordinary citizen to say me president Ireno. Inti president Irena Akasa na obeye den obesi sa nipano. That's why what I mean by democracy ya amamu a emra da ho. Emra ewo ho no kire say we a private citizen. Na obi defame wo private citizen no and na obi siu nipa no in the law court for defamation. Intinka president yere ni sa maame na obo ni din no. Oni no na nke wo se omo ye den. Omo edi e wo court. Na enye police for and wa kwachi on their own accord they say we the president yere. Catch me on what basis will police be acting on behalf of president yere? Ni role ewo ye Ghana constitution ne den enya ban ne tua woka you have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with our country and its statecraft and its management. What in emechre onas. So I think say NDC no this time on mobile you know they are determined to turn the laws of Ghana on its head. Now with the hope say if everybody is cowed into submission, na say yenti obia ne biom in opposition in omo yena, hopefully that will allow them to rule for 300 500 years now. Omo kase omo be rule for 5 we sebi. Who in his right senses would think that in a democracy to say obi betime rule 200 years? What be that? What is
20 years Ukraine?
It's not possible. It is not possible. Do you get the point? For them to think, say, cowing people into submission, intimidating people, see a chichini pano, will cow people into submission. President Rawlings. Omo ahyase no. Anameboa.
PNDC.
NDC ne fare by ni PNDC. Na PNDC abaimpo. Entimi anhyate obi adan wo Ghana ha. Edu bwan hen no. E sorry gina ho. E breaki the culture of silence prekope. Ahwensi. Reku brobe no. Radio I. Almost sorry sky. Ye wo democracy mu. It is no longer possible say ye be war a monopoly of the airwaves. Ewa Ghana ha. Ema oko launche Radio I started transmission ye koche no that triggered demonstrations baby a friend no kumi preku demonstrations ni ade. Ni nyina no eboaye timi change the landscape of our democratic experiment. Inti no me pese NDC 40 asese. Democracy na ye nyina ya pene so a design for ourselves no. Yen especially NPP for. We are going to protect our democracy with our lives.
How?
She?
Because abano
me catch them say. If you are dealing with a group of people, I will say uhu nkrofo na oni omu deal no. Omu suni omu bain. Omu history, omu nature, bibi omu free eba. Wo hunentia international politics, me the international politics ni example na ma twa ba fie.
Okay.
Nkrofo kase Iran. Ote say ye ka bibi say Iran is the nation of Imam Hussein. And because of that spirit of Imam Hussein, Omanyo America can intimidate them or Israel can intimidate them and cow them into submission.
Yes.
Now, Imam Hussein now Omukana Semno. Eye Komsheni Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ne grandson.
Okay.
Or sorry, ekutia injustice of the Umayyad, the house of Umayyad. Yazid ekuni ya ewo bibi a friend of Karbala. Ni moja ohwie gu ye no gave birth to Shiism and then subsequently to the Iranian nation. Inti people of martyrdom there yemfa owo ehunehuna won. That's the point that people are trying to make about America and Iran. In the same way, in this NPP, we are a people of martyrdom. Yekui near Oshasie Ebwabwa ano a designing a philosophy. Your friend JB Dankwa. Sa JB Dankwa no owuyayaya ewo Nsawam prison. Esanse osori jinaye ekunye se values are ene Ghana adopted as our model of governance no. At that time no na Nkrumah says our values we no onjintum eno na di JB Dankwa call Nsawam prison. I want people to understand that the basis for which JB Dankwa was locked in Nsawam and ultimately died in Nsawam. One or say yenji Preventive Detention Act entum. Preventive Detention Act ne say mitimi bechiw say necessary ye chichi ni pay. Etimi colloquial without reason.
Getting access to your lawyers and family
deny
members.
You access to your lawyer, deny you access to your friends. Yes, Kaneno, Nkrumah minister be to me who obi. Oni ni chase girl back who was stadium say, hey, oh ha,
also be ball.
Also be ball. There be unshare ball. Na police, ya free police. Na waba, na wakase under Preventive Detention Act ya cho, ya colloquial or prison. San yomano ena JB Dankwa sorry kun say there be yempene masa PDA no enye amamuo ana enye mra ewo Ghana enye sa Ghana no ena di mpuntuo ene nkoso ebebre Ghana man. That's number one. Number two, Nkrumah ka say ope one party state. Meboa.
Yeah.
Oh, change Ghana to one party state yen who life president. JB Dankwa ka say there be. The way to develop is to create a free society where obia ewo right say obedom ekua oyeden.
The conduct ope.
Anameboa.
Yes.
Inti ope. He said the way to go for the world is multi-party democracy. Anameboa. The third one, Nkrumah ka say ope bibia ye freno command economy. President and I say aban and determine the prices of goods and services. Yepa, ni akase hey from today television set ne boy you see. Even under PNDC, sana ne yen say nkrofo ni akwachi omo ni abu omo ya maamenom ya hwe omo ya strip omo naked say they sell above what they call control prices ni ade ya memunu a omo abado omo nim Ghana abakosem no
yeah
sani omo yi nyina ena JB Dankwa kuti ayenti ayechi no koloke nsa one prison ena owuye as a matter of freedom and the rule of law. Na se ene yen JB Dankwa emma ni descendants ene yen NPP for. Yen nana JB Dankwa wu ama yen dada. Ena ode ni wuo no edie giant say ye legacy nie inti at the peril of our lives yen kun to protect sa values. Are you following me? Good. Ena sa spirit of JB Dankwa eno ena animate Nana Ado Dankwa Ekufuado Victor Newman num Kojo Poku num Roku Brebre num Emma Omukutia opaque ballot box Ekutia presidential and parliamentary elections and all those fights to open our society and make it transparent, were all influenced by JB ideas. And as I fight now, and a give birth to 1992 constitution. Onya 1992 constitution no so no. Yeah no. Every single valuer Nkrumah standing for has been declared not permissible. So, for example, Kwame Nkrumah's value is one party state.
Okay.
1992 constitution says it is illegal, it is criminal for anybody to declare Ghana a one party state. But that is Nkrumah's value. That's his belief. Nkrumah value ni belief.
So political party
he calls it a vanguard party. So he said the CPP should be the vanguard party. So vanguard nature say no should be the only instrument for galvanizing national development and national consensus. What did the nature say? Yaye 1992 constitution. You say there be near Nkrumah standing for no, it's illegal under this constitution. You can't do it. Nemum near JB Dankwa fighting ya nenti owu or prison no, and no ena enye ho. I don't know what they are. And no na enye ho. Say multi-party democracy should be what should pertain. That's what the 1992 constitution says. Ananyesa. 2. Nkrumah believe in Preventive Detention Act. Say or feel say why you born on power some or to choke to me without explanation.
Only if he can.
Your constitution said there be. Nkrumah was wrong. JB Dankwa was correct. Are you following me? JB Dankwa was correct in saying that ye chiwa e was say ye chiro ni nti a ye chiwo. Ye chiwo so within 48 hours ye fa on court. Say say na your constitution way eka. Inti sa values yi nyina say JB Dankwa ni values are or standing by intia ye kuno ya once one prison no. Those are the values as say you know ye dey document a ye friend 1992 constitution. Inti no better person to protect this 1992 constitution than the descendants of JB Dankwa. That's the argument I'm making.
107.3. Yeah, Pamu still amu protect the 1992 constitution na NPP for.
Yeah, values and forming the bedrock of the 1992 constitution. That's what I'm making. That's the point I'm making to you. Do you understand? Intino, yeno, yenanano, wakwama yendada, wewuko. Inti if JB Dankwa has died for this, then know that the descendants, we are prepared to die for it. But Mali Wanunyumbi say, didn't my people before me slave for this country? Yeah, nananum, they have slaved and labored for young principles. Yeah, Ukraine says, yeah, principles of freedom, principles of free speech, principles of multi-party democracy. Inti, it is important. Say NDC for betia say, hey, we know a matters of democracy. They are the descendants of the martyrs of democracy. An example,
yeah.
Just as the Iranians and the Shias are the descendants of Imam Hussein, we are the descendants of democracy and free speech. What a asema make actually. Intino, it is important that they understand the say values now almost standing by. Say ohene yenka ohene asem oka ohene asem a ye chira ono ye chiwono. Those values have been defeated and have been declared illegal according to the 1992 constitution. Inti omon kan who said this constitution said 1992 constitution pa and a year operate a yes our constitution no so na elected President Mahama. His election was under the 1992 constitution. So therefore, we will hold him to account and compel him to govern according to the dictates of 1992 constitution. That's the point I'm making.
But Doctor, MPP for no munyina na wa kuma se won betima show mo so gina sa this way.
Yes. You see, I don't know. I don't want it to seem say me criticize you, but I can see, especially from yesterday or the day before yesterday, when almost sentence Chairman Woon to me, that the NPP leadership has come to the realization, say, hey, sir, Asema ye can't say they came for a Jew. I was not a Jew. I didn't protest. They came for the socialists. I was not a socialist. I didn't protest. They came for the trade unionist. I was not a trade unionist. I didn't protest. And so when they came for me, there was nobody to protest.
You
see, what I'm saying is, Kanino, since last year, NDC started harassing MPP for chichi nipa akakabensem ne sa lawlessness ne sama ekokokoso. Almost like everybody was left to their own devices.
Exactly.
Yes, except one or two bia we want to me no more type of stature. And I no crano. Maybe will be mobilizing Nipa because Ashanti regional chairman. Ashanti region has the largest voting block inside the NPP. Inti Misomanko show face na me propose that Ashanti for to mameni ad. It could have been motivated by self-interest. I don't know. But asama me can say senior nke was leadership of NPP. I think to come to the defense and protection of every single person who is under attack. But thank God, say no. Nsakraya den Abba, because now I see leadership making bold statements. Say we appeal no. We conviction no, even mamina you see a sentence in 1 year.
Camila
Say wako repeated the pastor kan. Pastor now no ye NDC no you know. Aka ne party asem say ono no leading the party called bury 32 cows. Ono ne de ne nye boni. Obia oye NPP ni o repeat say NDC ni no say wa bury cow until me gidi say empower bury cow. Because say your friend is saying fish cry can say we pikasa mo. No, fish. What's the name of fish?
Nam.
Insuomunam. Oh, they you funny say insuomunam. Say insuomunam if insuase ebe catchel say odenchem eni etua ana neni ba ko etua.
Ye ni na chinye.
Ye ni echi.
One ne dam suo no.
Exactly. Inti wo NDC ni wo ye sofu yi wo na wo ka kire ye yin. 107.3 Nintwe 32 and I would do one share from as spiritual whatever NMA NDC winning. Una kai ya new party mu o ye no so enim o san
o you dance ni kwa witness asiedu
nketia ya wa dance ni and wa kan is and Camila mami so say oh sir ene ye no kre ni waka no mi niwe chinye o na wo ka nti mi gidi keke o ono a wo se ono ho gidi no ya che no e de na akɔhye efiase se onkodi 1 year wo. But say no I think say from the beginning no party no and show interest, but after the conviction I've seen say party ni say okay you better have process no ne ade went to media no party like say na me kan you know there was a meeting of all a party ne ekukudam lawyers ekukudam one party ni mo a say you know they've been given the permission to look at the thing and fight the case and so on and so forth, and no maybe a dispatch me say in fact now all other prosecutions are go on in na party no no more who say and justice. So that is how we should do it. We should have a spirit of camaraderie, what we are saying, amongst ourselves. And then I believe say when they see say there was a spirit of kaboom, almost so bad then almost break.
Right. But I feel like Dr.Mustapha Abdul Hamid and no 18 komo obase vice chair NPP quickly every tribunals na attorney general de be akọ mayimra shebjafie o ma pass Akasa Mampanyin John Dramani Mahama wo betimi asente and Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Akasa e dia fa tribunals no ye hia tribunals aso man asat now ade hia yen intentem so a.
First of all, no dear, it's common sense. No maybe or wha in here say obey a lawyer. Me pesa some particular freeze beer. On school at Chimota name fancy pimney sa elite school so no ek can say. A breach of common sense is a breach of the school rules. What's he saying?
A breach of common sense
is a breach of the school rules. Oh, you can't say school rules are. It's just a collection of commonsensical things. Men from good and to
have not to be told.
Exactly. Your friend is saying banana, Ecuador, men to pilo no. And to fem until to fem na senior house master chiwa na say ye panishiwa. It may just be a school rule say didi and to banana and to, but it's common sense to say banana and to. It's common sense to say ye do school say kosua dia classes do also call class. A common sense prep time also call prep. A common sense dining hall time also call dining hall. And I don't know whether you get the point that I'm making. So maka common sense as me and I may use common sense and the answer will question they say. Common sense betray will say court system no and I say judges anywhere there are no enough judges to fill our district courts. The common sense position is saying and yes we'll be training more judges.
Yes.
And now say obey bench no more attractive in terms of almost salaries ni almost emoluments they be attractive more lawyers to go onto the bench. How do you argue say first of all many districts any courts, but the solution to that is to create tribunals. I am struggling very hard to understand NDC for logic. do you understand? I've been jokingly telling my friends to say sometimes I feel say ana min converting na min NDC ni na min hwe say me thinking best sound.
Shake me good for
because sometimes because you see sometimes
you find it difficult
to Madam Fubi no sorry me professor CR Gaba Nyame fa ne crazy he's passed okay bibi wo bro focus mu say how can you talk about drunkenness when you have not been drunk before? Brother.
Also, so be abro na because
brother, you don't know what it takes to be drunk. Inti ebia ni tia they be NDC for ye bibi amenti ase they say ebia me NDC ni no. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know whether you understand.
I understand.
Inti ebia me NDC ni I'll begin to understand say if there are empty courts create tribunals. But say me NPP ni there. Quite frankly, it doesn't make sense to me. You know, the commonsensical position, in my opinion, is obey train more judges.
Some say illegal mine cost of districts, but
we have the court system from the smallest unit. We have magistrate courts. In fact, we even have magistrate courts who are not lawyers properly so called. Magistrate courts in him, they take them through a certain training and then they go to the courts to the magisterial courts and they are doing your friend is saying they are dispensing justice anamebwa. So really and truly tribunal no saying that's number one. Number two, there's a common sense position that also says a person who is bitten once by a snake takes to flight when worms approach. Once a sunsuno or say wo
yeah the wo kan sunsuno
odwane ne wo waka ne pen no ohun sunsuno a den odwane inti nke wo say NDC eti ase say tribunal system no ye hu bi pen ana there's another proverb me pay say ehunu bi pen ti na abo aserewa ogine ba no eyi nani ato nchen
twi di otiu what three pen what three pen na no mini modala musa on katwi o
107.3 anyway intino yehunu bi pen say tribunal system no na it was a product of Sir Abaya me described it earlier on in my submission as Kasapreko. Abaya.
NDC no.
Military style government. And then you just have somebody. There was a notorious tribunal judge called Ajekum. Obi enim se uko Ajekum enimwa. Summary trial. NDC. Okay, say official CB. NPP ba abayimu no. NPP determine say edi boni bi, especially economic and financial crimes against the state.
Yes.
Opuni nom
Sedu agongo nom. Kwabena dofo nom.
Nom ni ade.
Esiama nom.
Okay say omo jina court for 8 years. Emma NDC eko betoye. Emma omo jawon free. Ama omo yeden. Omo akọ. So I was expecting say as a government and a party omo was experience no will be the first people to say and a tribunal system dangerous because in tribunal system na wo ho a nka omonkrofo yi nyina engina court for 80 years. Amon one beto I'm free one
tribunal
because the tribunal system it doesn't follow correct legal processes.
Wow.
Oh yes. It's more like almost like a military court martial type of
jasu yemfanenko.
One say sometimes okwa ahemfia na ye di asema. Sometimes ye di asem no kra na ohen na or preside over them no wadaw. O tonko sa. Oh sorry ya, o share left right. Okay, hey, who di for who di be. O bu asem no mi wa na wada. Iti no ye kase tribunal system sanity and follow law. Na law so there a different from opinion. I don't know whether you get the point that I am making. So for example, in law, a hard evidence and yedi ejuma. The legal principle say almost say it is better for almost say that it is better for 100 criminals to be free than for one innocent person to go to jail.
Yeah.
That's the position of law. I don't know whether you get it. So that is why legal process no ye do famua ye toyable
a process and event
a process and omobe allow uni lawyer ye do court na uni lawyer kra ye be twen ye be pay legal state na nkasa be pay lawyer amount from legal aid oko court and now police station now chiro statement now lawyer ni ho a o de court later they can say no statement ni emfa nya adwuma because o chiro no na lawyer ni ho. Like law, it's a very complex system, but the tribunal system is a system that just believes in fast track judgment. I don't know whether you get that point. Inti almost say nipa ba ko be preside, then you will have other people
two additional
judge for lawyers
for, yeah.
And that they will just be seized with just the facts of the matter and so on. Even the jury system krano, there's some body of opinion actually say even the jury system, we should abolish the jury system. And then you are now creating a system that will introduce lay people to talk about law.
That means metwasi a shake. When in the pan wo krom kro no time na wasamba na e man betena so bi na woton banjio we driver ni o or de abufuo onu abusua wasem da dakro de abufuo betima mo
akodem. Nti frankly speaking, tribunal system no, I am yet to cross check this fact, but you say even the 1992 constitution na PNDC Akasa edi bekwefe ma ye operate no kra talked about phasing out the tribunal system. And that's why even under this our democracy, the tribunal system has not been operational. What did they mention us? Intino I think say onto omobo especially because President Mahama aka the 2.5 years penal free akonya so.
Adi amanfo bi call for the third term bid a bi so anya extension for 5 years no. And I shake Kasa.
And no, yeah, with the greatest of respect.
Shake me to come.
Me say, I'm struggling hard to be nice, to be polite. But Sakasano, it's street talk. It's palm wine bar talk. It's very clear.
Be about talk.
Or palm wine or pito bar or say you share pito bar na you do your home command. And no, it doesn't have to follow logic.
Obi a Canadian.
Obi a Canadian. Do you get the point? Obi ko bron sana or konifia. Or no timi hu say wi ase ne kura butu.
Nti onim assembly man. Onim krom ho hene.
Iti enobi ene betimi ama obi akase in black and white. Their constitution actual pass say or friend then every president shall serve a maximum of 2 terms, and it defines a term as 4 years. Until 4 plus 4 a day, and ye 8. So it's a very simple matter. So actually say, oh as a human being, who bet me d or minus so 8 years a pay. After that, I was so called baby. She only a man can the absurdity.
But the constitution is subjected to amendment.
But so be amended. I'm just saying that what the constitution, if they want to amend it, even cross here amend the constitution, near Kase, a president can run perpetually. It doesn't affect President Mahama. That's the point I'm trying to make to you.
Okay.
Yeah, because President Mahama has already been elected under the constitution that says not more than 2 terms. And if a future or my next presidential candidate is here doing Kitiana, Ebia or be change the constitution now man now why life president is said Dr. Nkrumah, that's fine. Yeah, beshe. I don't know whether you get the point that I'm trying to make. Intino Emaso. Eno de Emaso. Intino, I am just calling on President Mahama say I was so mindful of legacy obeja, because misusu say nientia okoye 1 term or pray say obesanya babio, because on in adam for good luck Jonathan and omoye 1 term presidency and a Dr. Jonathan decided say well we jaho, but since recently Mati who be say he has gotten motivation from
to come back,
President Mahama Diano to come back. But Nientia President Mahama mi susuye mu no oba ye bio no is the fact say osusu say what oye mistakes be in the first term. Inti mamimra na membe correct na me leave proper legacy.
Na ye budin abomidin aka ho.
Abomidin pa. Na wasanya ba na se opese ukọ with the fact say we introduce traditional tribunal system that does kangaroo trials and summary trials and so on. Wo o second come in muna you sign criminalize speech. Ye chichi nkrofo wo mreso ena oman no mpapemu ebemu ye frɛ NDC ni a utimi tiamra eco scot free, ye frɛ NPP ni na utiamra ye chewutum ni ade no. I don't think say these are legacies. President Mahama epese oyeden oja nti yesre no onfanto nchen na oman no nkabomu na ye wo no president head of state IK champon mutumfo nyankopon emfa ne bone nchen no mfa ne currency e the phrase bi ba ya or say one people one country one destiny. We shouldn't destroy the concept of one destiny. Say, we have a country of two destinies. There's the NDC destiny and there's the NPP destiny. NDC destiny ne say utimi ye ne open. Utimi tieti ankrofo fa hudie so. Utimi tiamra a obi anya wo hwe. Esan say ukra NDC card nti. But we NPP ni a o destiny no ene say ubeko jail. Say waka asemo a enye obi de. I don't think that this creation of two destinies is what our forebears envisaged for your mind. Yanyara yasasini. Okaisa those beautiful words. Nti edumi no so say yebeye den atwaso. De hini ya wose ye toaso no. Nkabo mu na ye great grandfathers eforge man no. Yenye den yen and continue. Nti no, I think that let's protect this democracy. And yes, sir, you imperil the democracy. Let's not take it for granted to say the era of destroying democracies is over. No. If people are oppressed, of course, they will resist oppression. Madame Fubi, they be our kaime, say, Tamanam, national youth organizer, no, men kai or no kaime about 2-3 weeks ago, say, meneno call, unkoko, echo address, youth, unkoko, and I'm a catcher youth, say, freedom wohui, a inherent in human nature. Entina, otumfo nyankopon kra oboy yen o ka kire Adam and Eve say e due bi si garden mfimfin mamundi na duaba no o se esan say o se me make at that time say esan say human nature is synonymous with freedom ninti no otumfo nyankopon kra omo born restriction no guye e ko di fruit.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you get
of
it.
Course.
So if that argument I made in 2004 is correct, then I'm invoking that argument to say again, say, freedom is the most precious gift of a human. Inti ade a wo be ye as omanpanyin bi a wo be protect obi a freedom bi ano eno na ye, because we yes afi wo start tie nipa freedom so a the insurrection ebeba on my
right. Remember bidding also say about the last one, national issue, 15th May 2026, and Abani decided say one IMF and if you view or may exit from IMF. That means a Busian boy you call IMF no so say the young hope you, but Abana Pebusia exit from IMF no I was assuming couldn't pay Abana pay $1 billion. Say or the best economy num bibeko education sector by sector senebeya you bet me running the economy. And then a beba buying war MF. I say no be na dream say matwe me ho me mpebio metimi ade me ho na abosome enkontem aban be sia akobosiabo.
Eno na ekire wo say ne ekosu biara na NPP for ye kase ne ekosu ni nyina in this whole business of economic management artificial no no correct. It's all artificial. Na IMF free mu, you can see say we are just about to go back to business as usual. About to go to business as usual. Mempesi meye prophet of doom. Akasa ombeka se o afini aye 1.5 years and it's a 4-year mandate into train. But I'm going to drop something here. Next year, yabeba beka. Yetiwe, unim say there are periods, ebedu beye 15th or 20th of the following month, na yentua workers, government workers, the previous month's salary. Even now.
Baby, keka kuisani yebi kudru.
Exactly. Because they are struggling even to pay salaries. Number 2 is that some of the expenditure now ekosono. Sebi. They don't make economic sense. For example, see 261 or say 200 and over 60 markets and call them 24-hour economy markets. Okay. And because some markets we know a procurement gig and a pay ama party food soldiers ni party contractors in Tino. One say the money for these 24-hour economy markets in India, it's there, it's been voted, it's sitting in the district assemblies. Inti usi market ni we na eno dia oje usika. Nemum sika yede be complete hospitals. Sika yede be complete dormitories. Ya expand infrastructure. E was secondary schools na nkola enye school akode e bi ni ho. Onia Tina me catch us sometimes I really want to be NDC to understand the logic. She Obano o say a friend then double track. You will end it in 1 year. 1 year, which means Obeba Bemu 2025, 2026 Obe end the double track. And China Oka said there be 2027. And then Oma announces say Omo they call 2029.
Na sata no more.
What is here? So, which means that, but you said it emphatically, when we come within 1 year, we will expand the infrastructure to end double track. Now, we decided to say no, infrastructure was secondary school, no. In here, bio, nemum, yenko si a jom market. Na me auntie na or gambaga no. On sorry 2 a.m. no got na jom se oton tomatoes. Se only why no na be diga. Amotia jeans. Why mo? And only omo be diga 1 a.m. Se dentia. Oka se 24-hour economy market. Me auntie na oton jom or gambaga oton tomatoes or gambaga market. Okay. Uncle Jomsa a bobe 4-5. Esan say obe kofi akoye aduane amani kunentino. Ebia ne baby na embe tenase and continue say autumn tomatoes until 1 a.m.
So before from the veggie shop na tenam.
Say that's the meaning of 24. So almost 24-hour market niche say ejume bia nipa miensa na ebe. Nti me private business kura me say tomatoes na me ton jene because one omoye juma or market ni na private people.
Yes.
Markets are places where traders trade. Traders no and you buying a show so omo sha buying bi ase. Nti say wo catch re say o be wo the theologic no. Wo catch re say o be see 24-hour economy marketer. What it means ne say sa market no ebe operate 24 hours.
Yes.
Which means omo be register traders. Just say open say untos na wo ton no be ton no 24 hours and san o ma ton store ama was our market because it's a 24-hour economy market. So if you are not ready to operate the 24 hours, all right. Yen fan say anti akweli oton jeni. Yen fan mpo say anti akweli e wo bag girl. Ana say anti akweli wo bag girls too. So almost a 24-hour economy no. The principle no 888.
Yeah.
Okay. Until you are saying say anti akwele no by force uncle ton tomatoes no 8 hours. Now on sorry so. Now the bag girl back no ento aso for the next 8 hours. Now the bag girl back no ento aso for the next 8 hours. Now the mag girl so now omo students no. At that time omo ko secondary school no.
Hane be wabeto.
Hane kwa kokoto. Nti akwele na entenase anti akwele entenase for the 24 hours more na on tonko. Like the whole business of a 24-hour market is very absurd. It's very absurd. There is no market in the whole area. 24 hours. And it is not true. Say, NDC is about to create a market that will operate for 24 hours. And you know, a BNC. Person we 24-hour economy. Say every town has a market already.
Yes.
And just instruct say 24 hours policy is in place. And let's see whether anybody will go to the market at 1 a.m. Why should I go to the market at 1 a.m. when I could have gone there at 12 noon or 1 p.m.? I don't know whether you get the point. Now, I'm just making this point to say the kinds of money that is being spent. For example, Accra Kumasi Highway. Highway no, Akufo-Addo aye no be 70%. Aka 30% penny away. Opa yese o ko Kumasi by road na hwe the gridlock e wo Konongo. Utimi jina Konongo town kwa almost 1 hour. Konongo kuro no. Sa stretch kakre na odi be fi Konongo no for 1 hour. Yet o say o pesika foforo a starting a completely new expressway. So all of these frivolous expenditure, it requires you say NSADA just say okoboro increase a buying debt stock no. Are you following the point that I am making? Now when you do that, you create a cycle of indebtedness. Next year, my understanding is that next year, debt service, they will be required to pay about $4 billion in debts. Where are they going to find that money? So it's very clear, say, their model of economic management, which is basically satisfy foot soldiers, ni NDC card holders. In fact, if I break that model of governance down, I would actually call it Yenchendi. Exactly. Because that's what you are doing. Just creating phantom projects. Ubechisika ama foot soldiers ne o party contractors. What's in the Amitrans? The economy is imperiled. Nancy one to say Governor Bar Bank your friend was say Parliament. NDC majority a shielding say Makamera bia insini so ma omumbisa no question bia or camera no so. I didn't hear. And I've already told you say democracy ninchire ye transparency. Omo NDC for omo from omo apostles of probity and accountability. That's what they call themselves. Yeah. So how come that the apostles of probity and accountability, when their governor is to be probed and made to account, they are running away and going to share a sumasi?
Probity and accountability is what Shake. NPP has started elections. September, Nyame Yaduma National Bekoso, August. Nyame Yaduma Regional ones, Bekoso, August. Diaspora Bekoso, Nyame Yaduma July. And August. Diaspora, no, June more.
July.
July, August. Diaspora, and Bekoso, Nyame Yaduma, August. So far, process, it was saying, will be our spouse or Baba vice chair.
Well, so far, so very good. As a human institution, we had denya kuka beba, won't you beba, wetimi wakame beba. Inti there are some constituencies wetimi wakame kuka abebe mwa. And no national executive then a suspended. Omo fixing new dates omo beto to home aba. But generally, no, my own assessment and they say nearly 80% has gone smoothly, and I commend leadership, Chairman Buti's leadership of the process so far. I believe say region also beba so 15th August. We are 1 month later na yeso ye de no atwa. So I like the process so far. I believe that it's open. By next week so every constituency has 19 officers. I think 11 are by election and 8 are appointed to complement
the 11.
Appointments no air courses. My understanding is that by next week appointments no be complete. Then every constituency will have the full complement of the executive. Now afi yen ya pese ye national leaders no ya tiesim. Now afi ya nante Ghana henyina to go and sell our message to delegates no, for the leadership of the party.
Facha me, but a bit more kase party members ni bi kase seems say mpanyimfo no leadership no ntimi stamp authority because krata akose me ento aba o ba bi a mempese me bodin mempese me bo constituency na bibi e den be ba o be defa sa directives no ne yato aba na ya se akoswe executives no in e den be ba indiscipline na ye de ade.
Of course. Say no credit say there's a lot of indiscipline in our party. Say no obia sorry a wase me na me ya sibesi me na me ya obentin inti okobe bia ya shovu Mike journalist ya shovu Mike weneni was started kasa purportedly on behalf of the party. Sebi nsema a oka no nso sebi o nyanse bi eni na egu party ni hu fi na se party no mpanyinfo ani fie ne sa nsem no ya samone nkrofo to disciplinary committee kra ya pa ya beba ya pa ya ma hwinsi ne ade. But in the past few weeks I've seen say Chairman Buti is determined say indiscipline, he will stamp it out, even if he has only 2 or 3 months to leave the place. And they say, a B party phony be ako court, ako challenge Nyame be a air course or constituency. A court to say, okay, Sadia or the injunction I then atoso. Oma serve party no national headquarters. So party national headquarters receive summons service and now also actual brew constituency say oh yenya injunction if court say mo constituency no yen to aba no nti mamonto e den ebe ba utrim nti a obe defy party order no akoto sa aba. I've heard Chairman Bute saying say oma ye meeting steering committee aye meeting atwam elections now omo defy party orders ni na omo twem me foaso because there has to be discipline in the party. Omo say okay mo beba beto aba no foforo me yahwe omo mpeni ma aba no nto foforo ne ade. And Chairman Bute also answered and said to them say now unim say parliamentary candidates party ni na file parliamentary candidates party na sign o papers say oh yeah ni party no parliamentary candidate untimi njina party na
on the ticket of the party.
On the ticket of the party, that's the point I'm making. Inti wo say we here MP anaze bibia wo defy party no say party ni pe no ka say okay o constituency no cry and file a candidate and then I'll be. That's what Chairman Bute said, and I think that we need such strong leadership to bring people to order. But apart from that, I believe say Nyame kan 80-85% of near course has gone on very well.
Because we need
baby.
Right. Before I ever start to show you, me post to me no flyer, ya man for free from say na shake I didn't hear one general secretary. I didn't hear one meso party no. I didn't hear me treating no ma. I didn't hear one for general secretary. Shake.
107.3.
Sa same way there. My bro.
I'm for bisa wa.
Too much. Everywhere. Mabre. Every day, minya calls 20. You can be sure, say, more than half of those calls will be say, "Adai na wonye party general secretary mo," because we believe say, we be a party nedu. You hear, will be to say, wo stature, wo character, wo discipline, wo knowledge. Any bibia out the bebwa. But Socrates also say, "Man, know thyself."
But you know, shake no obey microphone. No.
Man, know thyself. Misusu me home. And I decided to say, at this time, my circumstances, my resources, the historical circumstances of the party, I think say me running as a vice chair and on a beboa at this time. Why? Because chairman and vice chairs normally, one first of all, a more experience, long experience. Because okay, say Obroni say experience is the best teacher. People who have experience, people who are respected. But in America, people who have the capacity to summon people and talk to them, and they will listen. I think that those characteristics, yes, they also fit the general secretary, because general secretary will be so he has to command the respect of the party people.
Because mostly administrative work, is done by the general secretary.
But party no paying for who group party positions now. You have chairman and the vice chairs. Then you have national organizer, women organizer, Nasara organizer, youth organizer. On say most of the positions now can organizer to except the general secretary one. Nigeria says those kinds of positions, and no, sebi, it needs more energy. I don't know whether you get me.
So.
Youthfulness, exuberance, vibrancy, and so on and so forth. But chairman, vice chairman of the party, people respect them. All-round experience. It is okay if you want to be youth organizer and a national organizer. Na se unye juma bida o university uwie ya na obedom politics and na o konisa watrasa. It's okay to be organizer or youth organizer or Nasara organizer, but for vice chairmanship there, ubia achire ade ewo krasi achire ade won na Lergu secondary school, Sakasaka JSS, Sidik secondary school, Aguna Nyakrum, my newspaper editor, High Street Journal, Statesman, news editor, Choice FM, strategy planning manager, Media Magic and Research Systems, client service manager, Ghana Advertising and Marketing, Chiradewo University for 9 years, yes, senior lecturer, why a minister, why superintendent 2 ministries, why a chief executive. I don't know whether you are getting the profile. What sign in addition to all of that? Why a party grassroots person from the beginning, party Nashasye from 1992, And Jimusa, one of the most popular and charismatic speakers of the party from the early days in the entire northern region. Men kan ho me ho. Men are those days metimi kasama delegates esu enisu. And I'm a fasa ni omanimu nyina ye national youth organizer. Ma contesting national organizer. General secretary I almost mean contestee. I contested it 20 years ago. 20. Wow.
National.
In fact, 21 years ago.
National
General Secretary.
Wow.
Many or he into no money a contested any abeku dexter a contested General Secretary ever Legon in 2005. And yet inti abrabonu ma fame and a magada sa experience in yina. Inti medu level biya me a party no paying. You can't NPP paying for a make
right. So
critic,
okay.
Meba.
Sorry.
Meba. Inti paying no the proper profile any chairman. I don't know whether you get the point that I'm trying to.
And when I come back said and they didn't go for the ultimate
good
national chairman
good
by vice chairman.
Now, what is also important in this, baby, I do. I will say, marshally all our critical resources, all the best brains that we have available in the party to gather at the table. Now, yemfanye decisions. I following me. Me, any John Boydu Nane national leaders of the youth wing. In 2002 to 2005. Now I'm a national youth organizer. No, na John Boydu national youth treasurer. No, me treasurer. Ansa na me be a national youth organizer. Na John Boydu juma or party headquarters that I accounts office. Under the late national treasurer of the party, Mike Dugan. Na esi amanso na or a TESCON coordinator. Emma party no or party headquarters as see am sports minister no my secretary. Now for us, for somebody like John Boydu or sign by a national organizer or friend then general secretary. There was a time I know both general secretary and national organizer any BBR. He has the experience and everything. Ofa Boache Jakwa Ubia nimdie na enwumasua wabone brasa akoye a whole vice president of the Bank of New York or being for sir very well respected internationally and everywhere. I feel very sad to say nipa mienu yi ekwa kansi because eye den a omumu baako ebedwiregu not just a party no actually a certain important important resource me ko join this race now me aye nimdie 3 powerful figures that are nka party no e de yemi ense ni nyina esi table no ho a anka beboa anka mienu ebedwire egu. I thought it wise say if we spread the thing in such a way that nka Boache sheha ena me sheha na John Boydu nso sheha ena ye nyina etimi ewe ni de ye be we no ena ye de ba table no ho a nke no be ma ye juma no ACP esita. You see my reasoning of course. For running and vice chairmanship position no miensa. First vice, second vice, third vice. Inti no the probability say you will be in the national executive is higher, so that the party doesn't lose unyansa ni unimdie ni experience ni strategic minds ni nyina no opese wo de boa party no. You have to calculate that by all means you will want to make that resource no me one available to the party, but me kono one on one
ankoyi ya na chese party na hwere
na party na hwere bibi
And then at the table no so.
Nyame de ba no eye one. Sisi a ye wonu. Ya beni ye bridges bebree to 3 critical constituencies in Ghana. Youth, intellectual communities, and Zongo communities. Are you following me? We have a problem. Now, I believe we say one hour contesting vice chairman in I am the person. Otufo nyankopon na dawroma ene ne hihye ye munti no. Mafa training bi so a sa training no equip me with the right resource and the right persona to be able to attract these constituencies back to the party.
The youth,
intellectual communities and Zongo communities. She Kaneno na NPP. We took it for granted, say, ya cratchy for. Near Frey in quote party, book long party, sense and sem no. But say, Koshe, we have lost in majority of higher institutions of learning. And constituencies are higher institutions. Kaneno, your university or constituency be more, you know automatically that constituency belongs to NPP. For the first time at the University of Cape Coast, Akasa University, NPP Lusu polling station, BRA University of Cape Coast campus. Famous Ayawaso West Wagona, University of Ghana,
Legon,
Ashreye, UDS, wherever, Wa Polytechnic, Tamale Polytechnic, all higher institutions of learning in the constituencies. We've lost it.
Why? Then the buyer.
Maybe. See, called Parliament. Now, for the first time, you have professors, doctors, retired police officers on the NDC bench. Kanina ntisa. Yen yewo university no. Na yen ye to NDC din secret society. Those times NDC for year meeting on university omo nchiro notice cry into from no one say omo year meeting. Omo no nim omo ho nti omo ko room to room. Chale onu aye o meeting no. Usuro si ye beka say we NDC ni. Just because at that time no NDC for were considered as Obroni Beka the dregs of society. But say you know, I don't know how we attempted to imitate the NDC. I think me make us say we were blackmailed. Edu baby, almost say, oh, quote for na see. So we now try to say that to run away from your book long tag, near your elitist tag, near your quote tag, no, and we try to be like the NDC. And we also try to be like them. But because ye call honon so no, we couldn't really become like proper veranda boys. But in an attempt to become veranda boys, then we lost the intellectual community. And say yen ye won fifi. Me o madam fu bi. Maybe am kasa say we na makai no. Ovozobo am ofi ofumai. Ni eteje mai. Or no on pet have cast for us. Or who be half cast or say only a so your bro new, so ye bibi new. Ain't you know? Ye party no koye say no unhu ne ye veranda boys ni bio say ya kratifo ye nim ena in the confusion no the intellectual community just escaped. Do you get my point? Me I'm a university professor no. I teach in a university no. I believe say as the academic that I am, senior lecturer, I believe say I'm the right person a party no sumamia back to all these intellectual communities and yeah no TUC, civil society organizations, labor unions, universities. I believe say me intellectual language, which is what they speak, the party can use me. They say me Akasa election I make on to me din family. Party no family.
Diomo pebia.
107.3. Ne omode me beye no. Ene say omode me ebetwe me colleagues in the intellectual communities Aba party.
Now so am more resource.
Resource. That's number one. Because truly, that's the truth of the matter. What they share array of the people me can't even the vice chairmanship no pay. People who have declared say they are contesting, whether youth organizer or whatever, bisa who sincerely say you can say you gather professors, lecturers, say NPP ebe chusu will be a address one logically. What declared the intention be because Charlie Hon.Mustapha Hamid and could decide your money my. Are you following?
Yes.
Eba Zongo community, sir. Me as Zongo minister, ejuma me ye ewo Zongo communities wo Ghana hano. And none are still up to today NPP edehwa who say ya ye bibi ama Zongo community. Every single monument be a obehu Zongo community be a me na me ye. Akufo-Addo Dawroma. Whether it is AstroTurf in Madina, Zongo, Madina, AstroTurf, Salaga, Bolga, or Dan Zongo, ICT facilities, school buildings in Agogo Zongo, Hifa, street light, lightening projects in English, a man from Zongo, Bebre. Mina me ye. Inti se me yesumami wo Zongo communities wana. The people can relate with me. Are you following me?
Yes.
Me say sheikh, me a Islamic scholar, me chere Islam ewo university. Zongo for the language that they speak is the language of the Quran and the Hadith. Clearly, I'm the only person who speaks that language in all of Onwa Makase or more declare or more intention to run.
Okay.
Last point, youth. Me youth, me 55 years. 55 years now, me no. My youth coach. I'm a mentor for young people. Me groom me. So I attract young people. And I groom and I train them. Party many of the people are omenyini aye kese wo party mu. They came under my learning and my tutelage. Some of them, Michelle Moa, now I started telling you, hey, abua kokotiba, obe yini aye kesi.
Now, Dania Ponchireni.
Now we almost three. One day, Michelle Kojo upon Kroma, I started to say, hey, Kojo, abua kokotiba.
I'm not training, no.
Aha. Me kind of say, hey, Shakes, they say they are my kesi and bako cotton you mean Fati Abubakar. Because Kojo himself Fati Abubakar so me na me training.
Okay.
Fati Abubakar no ye me PA. Time I me executive secretary wa Dankwa Institute. And my sister be edin be share me and say, "Oh, gay you are being ye we university but pursue senior politics into me the share one san boano." And I me so ni musasa na me kra ni kakra sa. And I me didn't go see platform so na kakra. And 2017 year we ne Akufo-Addo ma me kwan say me am choose me deputies. One thing I haven't said before to people, many President Akufo-Addo near war agreement say me party he will never appoint position be Obama me be he will never appoint a deputy for me. Ti me pe ni nipa all the time me choose me deputies.
Why?
Because of many special relationship.
Okay. And
then me year man for 10 years as the spokesperson. Until 2017 oka say me choose deputies. I chose Kojo upon Kroma and Fati Abubakar. Nti Fati Abubakar in 2017 nana e was oye deputy minister. Me choose ye bisa onini Kojo na ye mbo me din class minister for information na me catch and say me minister me catch omumi no na me di omo call dinner e wo Labadi Beach Hotel Enyumre na me catch say oh enche me minister for information minister for mumi enu nso na mo be me deputies. Nti yen starting planning how we will do the information management in ade. Circumstances say yeah Fati enya ye didn't call yeah deputy with you jina Hinder another time meka.
Okay.
So Kojo dear, say unim say na oye renowned radio presenter like yourself, morning show host ni ade. But oye say oba be politics. Me and I me discover the first ye ma me ejuma when we won in the transition committee. Now me spokesperson for the transition committee. And I'm saying no, I also me call University of Cape Coast, na me call Boabo, na me hand it over, na me ba. And Osafo Mafu, any Akufa do bisa me senti why now person or shawan. I'm saying no, I think this guy he's brilliant. And I'm a train Kojo at the CEO as spokesperson for from there and building the profile. And I'm choose no as my deputy. And I'm catcher and say one day me fee ministry, I made the ministry of the mensa on san. To me fee ministry, you know, this was 16th August 2018. Akufa do bisa me say inti ministry no me de wo kozongo akoye adwuma bi ama me wo ho. Why na me fa ministry ni nhye ne nsa. Na me say fama Kojo. Tibisa Kojo that night na me friend
that means what my papa
exactly. Kojo Mustapha Salam ono me discover no rally ase and obeso me san was you admire me na see this was I think around I don't know is a 2008 election or whatever and I'm your pon rally and I'm say betena me came and I'm started bisa wo ye hwan ya wo free what's your interest blah 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 fra na me de ne ba akra na ono so be nante me nchen wo dankwa institute sa na me pie piano and I wabeye de waye Nana Tobra Kweku later obeye managing director general BNI also Makola nini shia wo school communication class School of Communication Studies University of Ghana na me twe no kofo na office kakra and I me start introducing it to new man na me piano so I'm just giving all this. There are countless examples of NPP. So I groom people until almost vote to me. I will help to groom the next leadership of your party.
Right. You're bringing to Facha me. At the power Medina, was say be rescue Medina for. Meaning only a more Chakabiana.
And in Medina for the Omo Dimechia chair. Me to about me vote a honor. But Omo person me MP wo. But the problem is that in my political career, no. Menye madwin dase me pese me ye MP. Yeah, because MP adwuma no ntimi nye. I don't envy an MP. Omo bread do. E yo how nko ani amani hu no.
Okay.
And I don't want to go that way.
Mera se check.